On the show today, we're in a brand new BMTV studio. We've got a brand new guest, Kerry, from Kerry's Balloon Boutique. And she shows us how to make this lovely, what is this?
It's a dried flower bubble bouquet.
Dried flower bubble bouquet.
Yes.
And we put it inside a BoBo balloon. Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And as you might have noticed, we have a brand new guest, Kerry from Kerry's Balloon Boutique. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the brand new BMTV studio. We are in a new studio. You are the first person to film in here. First time on BMTV, first person to film.
Yeah, I feel honoured.
So you should. Anyway, welcome. Now, we're going to get straight into it today. And then as we go along, I want to find out a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
But to start with, what are you going to make today?
So today we are doing a dried flower bouquet. So I've got a mix of dried flowers that I'm going to be putting inside of an 18-inch BoBo and then decorating our hat box to make it look all nice and pretty.
Flowers inside a balloon?
Yes.
No! Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, you've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing?
Yes.
And it's all going to go very smoothly, isn't it?
Yes.
Excellent.
I hope so.
Okay, let's do it.
Perfect. So I always start off by arranging my flowers first. So we've got some palm spears. We've got some dried gypsophila. I always say that wrong. I don't know if it's gypsophilia.
Gypsophilia? I say gypsophilia.
Yeah,
Not that I have ever said that before in my life,
that's
actually.
Right.
But
we've got some red pampas.
I think we sell this.
And some of these.
Do we sell all this, do you know?
Yes, you do. So you sell...
I know I sell that.
Sell this. Not sure about the pampas.
I'm not sure about that.
But I know you sell this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to get some of that then.
And I need my wire cutters as well, which are under here somewhere. There we go. And our red roses, which you sell too. So I start off by cutting off a stem off of my rose, because we only need one. And I always remove the green part of my stems. I don't like these showing on these displays. I don't know why, I just pet hate of mine. You can keep them on if you want to. And
that came off really easily.
They do, yeah. They're only glued on, so you can pick the glue off afterwards too. And then with these palm spears, they have this, like, I call it a dipped-in bit of groove.
Yeah.
If you put it on the back, it's going to slide off, whereas I want it to be at the front, so I'm just going to place it inside of here.
Actually in the groove.
Taking a 260, I wrap everything in individually. A lot of people like to group everything together. I do it individually, so then if I need to add any more in, then I can. It's a lot easier to do.
So where did you learn all this? Is it just from doing?
Yeah, so I was part of an academy to start with, Louise from the Balloon Basement.
Yeah.
I joined her for a month, but prior to that, it was all YouTube. YouTube, a lot of BMTVs as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it for 4 years now?
4 years now, yeah. It's gone so fast.
I bet.
And it's been a whirlwind ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds, because you've got your own academy now as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I think, go on, give it a quick plug. Tell everybody where it is. Where do they go to have a look at your academy?
So if you want to join my academy, you go to www.kerrysballoonboutique.co.uk. It's $17.99 a month, and you can subscribe, and there's access to absolutely everything. So we've got documents on how to start a balloon business, where to get your insurance. All of my tutorials are on there. We upload different videos every week, so there's always something new to learn.
You've said that before, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Okay,
so
excellent.
We've wrapped in our rose. So then what I'm going to do is break off some of my pampas stems. So I do this bit by bit so we can fill out the back. Sometimes if we just put the whole thing in there,
you're going to be making a mess in your studio,
aren't you? I can hoover up afterwards, Greg, don't worry.
We've got the hoover, so it is a requirement for all our guests. You must tidy up after
Taking our pampas stem, and then I'm just going to break off a little bit more. Like I said, I do this bit by bit to fill it out. Making a mess all over your table.
So were you a florist or anything before?
No, not at all. I've always been quite crafty, but I love flowers. Anything to do with flowers, I'm like a magpie to it.
Yeah.
I'm actually banned from buying any more flowers now. My partner said, no more, no more.
So do you work at home, or have you got your own unit?
I've got a unit now, so I started off at home in the corner of my living room.
Yeah, all been there.
Yeah.
Not to your corner of your living room.
Yeah.
Right? We've all started at home.
I was going to say, have you been in my flat, Greg? Yeah, so I started in the corner of my living room, and yeah, it's just expanded ever since. So, you know, the more you progress, you get busier and then the stock just accumulates, and we ran out of space. Like I said, I've got a 2-bedroom flat, I've got 2 children as well, all the toys everywhere, all the chaos of the balloons. So it was in 2022 I got my little unit, and yeah, I've got all of my stuff there now. I think just having that work-life balance.
Yeah, it
so
does
I'm not,
make a difference.
yeah, so you know when you go in, you've got all the balloon stuff everywhere, it can get quite overwhelming.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's how most people start.
I love my little unit. It's like my sanctuary. I go in there and just create. So, right, we're just wrapping in our Pampers.
So you don't have to worry about hiding the 260 or anything at this point?
No, we're going to cover that because it'll go down the neck of our Bobo, so you won't see anything. Like so, and then taking our gypsophila flowers, gypsophilia, whatever you want to call them.
The flowers.
Just dried flowers.
I couldn't believe how many, when we moved to, we've just taken on a new part of the warehouse that this is part of. And when we moved here, we put all the flowers together. I didn't realise how many different ones we had.
Yeah, when I was walking around the other day, I saw how many flowers you had, and I was like, oh my God, I need to go and have a look, 'cause there's so many.
That's Jenny doing a good job.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jenny.
So just arranging my gypsophila. Again, we can add more if we need to. This is just something I like to do, just add bit by bit.
So how did you get into the business then?
So before I was a mobile hairdresser.
Oh, right, okay.
So I used to work in salons and things, and then I had my eldest son. Obviously couldn't go back to work full time. So I was trying to find things that fit in around family life. And I've always been quite crafty anyway. So before balloons, I used to sell Christmas baubles at Christmas time.
Oh, right, okay.
And I absolutely loved to make them, and they sold every single year. So I was thinking, what can I make all year round that works? And that's when I found the bubble balloons, and yeah, I've never looked back ever since.
Yeah.
Because they work so well for every occasion. And
do you still do the Christmas decorations? Because I think I've seen some on your Instagram.
Yeah, I did them last year because I do put Polaroids and things in Bobos. I thought, why not put one in a Christmas bauble? It's, a special memory for someone at Christmas.
Yeah. Cool.
Absolutely love
so
them.
you were a hairdresser?
Yep, hairdresser.
And you were quite crafty, and you just decided...
I just fell into balloons somehow,
Yeah.
So I was scrolling on Pinterest and I found bubblegum balloons quite a lot on there. I was thinking, oh wow, I want to learn how to do this. But I was making so much other stuff, I sort of got put on the back burner for a little while.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. Obviously I couldn't go and cut people's hair anymore, so that was like a prime time for me to start balloons. And I think a lot of businesses did flourish, especially the events industry.
Well, I guess
during COVID.
If you were a self-employed hairdresser and it stopped, you had to do something.
You had to do something.
Yeah.
So, kept me sane.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever go back to the hairdressing?
I still do it now and then, so like my friends and family take full advantage of that, but I think once you lose the love for it, you can't go back and do it. So.
Yeah. And you're in love with this now?
I am in love with this. I'm obsessed with this. I've got more pictures of balloons on my phone than my children, which is an awful thing to say, but it's true. Perfect. So we're gonna. What are these called again?
Flowers.
Flowers. Dried flowers.
I don't know. You're asking me things. Don't ask me things. Don't ask me to do anything. And don't ask me things. Don't ask me about what we sell because I have no idea.
You don't know. So adding in some more dried flowers. I'm just going to bulk out the sides of my rose.
Do you use mainly dried or artificial or a mixture?
A mixture of both, yeah.
Okay.
So it depends what design I'm going for. If I want something fluffy and full, then I go for dried flowers because the pampas and the gypsophila fill it out quite nicely. But if I'm doing like a bouquet with different flowers, then I use artificial.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the design, really.
So this is for Valentine's Day?
This is for Valentine's Day.
14th of February, if you're not aware. So who buys these? Is it mainly men or is it mainly female customers you've got?
I've got men and women, actually. A lot of men do buy for their partners for Valentine's.
Okay. So they're trying to get something a bit different to a bunch of flowers.
I think a lot of customers tag their partners in my Instagram DM. Hint. Yeah, they're like, hint, hint, I want one of these for Valentine's or my birthday or something. So, yeah. Perfect. So we've got our little dried flower piece. So I'm just going to cut off the 260 with my scissors, which are down here.
So I guess you get really busy at Valentine's.
Yeah, so busy.
I remember when we started the business and we were doing balloon in a box.
Yeah.
And Valentine's Day was just crazy. I remember one we did I think it was 400 orders. We had 1 hour's sleep in 48 hours, I think. It was crazy.
Crazy.
And we had our little daughter at the same time.
So did you used to ship them around the country as well?
Well, we just Royal Mail had picked them up.
Yeah.
So we had 5 collections from Royal Mail in a big van. That was it was just bonkers. We didn't have, and this was working from home. We didn't have enough room, so we had to put up a marquee. We had to use the neighbour's garage. We had to use our garage. Oh, it was just
expanding.
Crazy. Yeah, it was great fun.
Perfect.
I don't know if it was fun. I have to be honest. I don't know if it was fun that 48 hours, but it was worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so I'm just going to cut off all of my stems past the 260 with my wire cutters, and then we're going to wrap this with some masking tape because these ends are quite sharp and Bobos are quite fragile.
So have you tried other balloons? You mentioned bubble balloons. Have you tried bubbles? You've tried Bobos? You've tried...
I've tried bubbles, Bobos, I've tried clears, but I find they don't last as long for this particular design, whereas these will last absolutely months inflated.
So is that the reason you chose Bobos?
Yeah, because they just last for so long. I've had customers message me 2 years on and it's still in the same condition I made it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. So we're just trimming down all of those ends. I am making a mess all over your table.
Okay. Shall I take some mess?
You can take some mess.
Okay. So you've got a clear... Okay.
There we go. You're going to be covered in red Pampers for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So.
Hold on. Sorry, Alex.
Taking my masking tape, I'm just going to wrap up the ends of my flowers. This just gets rid of any sharp bits.
So how long ago did you start your academy?
I started in June.
Oh, really?
June last year, yeah. So we've been running for 6 months now.
Yeah.
And
is that going well?
It's been amazing, yeah. So we've got nearly 400 members now, and you know they're all over the world learning what I do. We've got our WhatsApp group that we communicate all of the time, so if they've got any questions, they can come to me.
Does it take a lot of your time?
Yeah,
because
it
we
does.
Obviously had Bex in the other week, and we had a chat, and it was quite an open and honest chat about the pressure. Do you feel that pressure?
I do feel that pressure, but you know, it's something I've done to myself. I wanted to do this academy not only to teach, but you know that I suffer with anxiety quite badly, and to be able to push myself to do that and to see all of these members just flourish in what they're doing, it's so rewarding. But yeah, it does take up a lot of your time, especially when you've got children and family life. You're trying to do orders, trying to juggle everything. But
it seems to be the pattern though, and even 20 years when we started, like I say, our daughter was born, I think, within weeks of the website going live, and I can't remember which came first, but yeah, it's just crazy. And I was still working, and so it was just trying to manage everything.
You just do, don't you? You somehow just juggle it all. And,
but social media, because it's so full on all the time, just adds that pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any mechanisms to deal with it?
Not really, no. Okay. I just go with the flow.
You might need to start thinking about that.
I try and take breaks when I can, but it's so hard when you're self-employed. It's like, when do you stop? When do you switch off?
And you don't want to turn down an order.
And you don't want to, yeah, exactly.
I know.
So it's finding that balance, definitely, which is something I'm going to try and do.
There are ways, there are methods,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's, particularly after talking to Bex the other week, I think it's probably wise to try and do so before it goes too far.
Before it gets to that point, yeah.
Anyway.
Perfect. Right, so we've got our floral piece. Now, I am going to decorate my hat box because this all takes time. I'll do this all prior, do all of my vinyls and everything prior. So this is what the hat box looks like decorated, but I'll break it down and show you how it looks. So I've got my acrylic gift tag on there with my name. Thanks, Dan, if you're watching this, because I always make balloons for myself and I say it's from him, so. And we just decorated the inside with tissue paper, so it's a great cheap option for someone to make rather than sort of using fabrics, which I do use. I use fabrics and things, but decorating it with tissue paper, it keeps the cost down a little bit. Yeah. You can get so many different coloured tissue papers, so if you didn't want to go for red, you could switch it out and do something different.
Just a sheet of tissue paper and you've just cut it up?
Yeah, so I've just cut it into squares, just under here. So I've just cut it into small squares, and what I do, they're about the width of my hand. I've got tiny hands, so about the width of your hand. And what I do is I just lay this on top of each other, like so. Fold it up, and I call them my little mountain peaks. And then I ruche up the ends. I line the inside of my hat box with double-sided sticky, and I just stick it all the way around the inside.
And that is the final effect. Oh, sorry, Mike, there you go. Ooh.
So that's that. And I will need my BoBos.
And these are just the 10 centimetre.
They are the 10 centimetre
acrylic
acrylic gift tags, yes.
We've got the ones that have holes and no holes. Oh, you probably need a hole for this, wouldn't you?
You do need a hole because you need to get your ribbon through
Yep.
it to attach it to the box. So I am using an 18-inch BoBo for this. I always use them for anything small. And we're going to stretch it all around the outside edge, through the middle, in all directions.
Okay.
Now, if you have long nails, you will struggle with this. I had to cut my nails short when I started.
So this is something you've got to do with BoBos?
You have to stretch them, yeah, because if you don't, you just inflate them with air, you'll end up with wonky seams.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just stretch it all around the outside edge first. Up through the middle and across. And I flip it over and do exactly the same on the other side.
They are very stretchy.
They are.
Do you have many burst?
I used to. Not very many anymore. You know, it's the nature of a balloon. Some of them burst, some of them don't.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Why do you not anymore? Have you just learned techniques?
Yeah, I've just learned
manage
techniques to manage it. And I think half of it, once you inflate it, a lot of people struggle with the sealing side of things. And it's because they take their seals too far into the balloon. You've got to keep it on the outside edge and never do it on the top either, because then you weaken the balloon. So I always remove the outside edge first,
Okay.
never the top. And then you shouldn't have any issues.
All right, good tip.
Do you want to give it a go?
No. I might do some things, and I am starting to do more things. I am being encouraged by that man over there to do more things. And, but that's quite advanced. You know,
Too advanced for you.
Yeah.
So once you've stretched your BoBo, we've stretched the neck, we're going to inflate this. And if you do end up with one side that's a little bit wonky, I always push it on the table just to get rid of any.
God, you really
that's
abuse
so
it.
strong. Yeah, you do. They're so strong. I put toy cars and things in this for my son at home, just to keep him entertained if I'm doing balloons. Until you have a lovely round BoBo.
Nice.
So we're going to let the air out. Match the seams up on the edge, and we're just going to remove a small part, just big enough to get our little flower piece inside. So I always recommend a sharp pair of scissors. If you don't have a sharp pair of scissors, make sure you get some. My hands are shaking.
It's not that cold in here.
No, it's not. I'm just nervous.
You're nervous? You're not nervous. I got a calendar for Christmas. It's dad jokes. Dad joke a day.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the one today? Alex, what was the one today? Oh, I can't remember what it was. I know, not knowing the word. Okay, Alex, tell me what the joke is. Alex, you can come on and tell the joke. Come on. We're going off script here, everybody. I told Alex the joke earlier on. It was actually genuinely funny, but I can't remember the wording. So here, do you want to speak into my microphone?
Hello, BMTV world. I don't know the definition of apocalypse, but it's not the end of the world.
Hey! That was very well delivered. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. So once we've removed the edge of our balloon...
That's good, isn't it, Mike? Sorry. No, Mike's shaking his head. I think it's very good. Thank you, Alex. That's great.
We're going to pop our floral piece inside. So I always put the stems down the neck first.
That wasn't just an opportunity for me to tell you a joke. I was trying to get you to relax, you see. I don't know if it worked. Did it work? Okay, don't answer.
Put our flower piece inside.
Okay, right. So you're just stuffing it in there.
Just
you put that down
stuffing
the
it
neck.
in. Don't worry about bending your pampas because we can shake that into position once it's all sealed up. And we just want to get everything inside. They do get a little bit sticky, so just be patient with them.
So what would you say your biggest challenge is in business now?
Biggest challenge? Oh, that's a good question. I think it is just, you've got to know everything in business, haven't you? And it is just juggling everything. It really is.
Okay. So it's not a particular skill, it's not a particular aspect of business that you have to do, it's everything
Just
together.
everything together, yeah.
Because you're the accountant, you're the marketing manager, you're the person doing it, all
Absolutely
of that.
everything, yeah.
Oh, it takes me back.
Yeah. So taking our heat sealer, I always set mine to 3.5. It seems to be like the sweet spot for Bobos. Anything hotter will just melt the plastic.
Okay.
So all I'm doing is matching up the seams on the edge.
So you actually just cut the seams around?
Yeah, so you follow the shape of the Bobo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just a straight line?
It wasn't just a straight line. So matching up those seams as close together as you can get them. You don't want them overlapping. Line it up in the sealer. And press down and hold for 10 seconds. I let it cool down. You don't want to lift the sealer straight up because you'll end up putting little tiny holes in there where it hasn't set.
Okay.
Do a little dance for 10 seconds if you want to.
I've not had a tap dancing lesson for a while. I need to get back into it. I've not had one since before Christmas.
So your seals should be nice and white like this.
Yep.
If they're not, then it's not sealed correctly. So just pop it back in. Make sure they are nice and white before you move on to the next. I always crisscross my seams together. So I'm just matching up the next part of my balloon and I'm just going to cross it into the next one so they sort of interlock each other.
Okay.
So again, placing it in, just a little bit of that seam we've just created.
Yeah.
We're just going to cross it into the next one.
Should we do a little dance again?
And do a little dance for 10 seconds, yeah.
That jokes, that dancing,
Yeah.
it's all
Got it all
happening
going
here. How old are your kids?
So my eldest is 9 and my youngest is 2.
Ah, all right. Okay.
Yeah, my eldest just had his 9th birthday and he said to me, I don't want any balloons for my birthday because I'm sick of them. So
Not something my daughters did. They always wanted balloons.
did they?
I remember when not airwalkers. What were the big ones? Were they the airwalkers? They might have been airwalkers. First came.
Yeah,
and
the giant ones. Yeah.
And they loved them. I've got a video of the two of them. Just
I was trying to convince him. I was like, do you want Roblox or something? Xbox. He loves his Xbox, but he was like, no, don't want any balloons.
No.
Got to give him what he wants. So I'm just moving on to my last seal. Again, crisscrossing it into the previous one.
So he's not of the age yet. He's saying, can I just have £1,000 iPhone for my birthday?
No, not yet.
Good.
Not yet.
That will come.
I know it will. He's Xbox mad at the minute.
What games does he play?
He plays Minecraft. Minecraft is his thing.
Yeah.
It's like Lego, isn't it, Minecraft? But, in a virtual world.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Less chance of hurting your feet if you walk on it.
Yeah, that's it. So I always like to remove any overhanging plastic past my seal. This just keeps everything nice and neat when we put our ribbons on.
Got to be careful there, not to...
Yeah, so don't cut into the seals.
Yeah,
you just want to cut sort of just past it, just to get rid of any bits.
So that's kind of where you did the overlap thing. You go in.
Yeah.
And there.
Like so.
Do you know how these are made?
No, I don't actually.
No, I don't. I'm just wondering.
I don't know
think
how
it'd be really
Bobos are made.
interesting.
Yeah. Maybe we should look into it.
Bobo people, if you want us to come and film how Bobos are made, please just drop us a line. Greg at balloonmarketing.co.uk.
Now we're going to inflate it. I always make them slightly bigger and then I'll let some air out. As long as all of the creasing is gone, you can do that. I'm just going to twist the end up and I always feel it on my cheek to see if there's any holes or any bits that I've missed. If I have, what we'll do is we'll just put it back in the sealer and seal over the hole, which I'm happy with. There's no holes.
That was like a real experty kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, your face is the most sensitive part of your body, so you can feel if there's air coming out of your balloons, yeah. So I'm just pinching the neck and I'm just going to seal up the end. Again, sealer on 3.5, hold down for 10 seconds.
Is that all the way down?
I've pushed it down and I've let it go
Oh,
slightly.
I see.
So just let it cool down.
I see. You know your sealer.
I do. That didn't work, it's melted.
So that was me distracting you. I'll stay quiet.
Do it again. If it does melt, you can just put it back in, it's absolutely fine. There we go, until you've got a nice crisp white line. I always remove any overhanging plastic past the seal.
They're so clear, aren't they?
They're, yeah, like crystal clear.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to shake out my pampas where it's been bent in the balloon, just shake it out a little bit.
So what's the most interesting thing you've put in a balloon?
Oh, see, I love baby clothes and things like that, all the different outfits. So a lot of my customers send me outfits to put in, so everyone is different. I've had recently a pair of trainers sent to me. So we did trainers at the bottom and then the outfit hanging on the top. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Teddy bears, all sorts of things.
So you don't just do this size, you do bigger
No,
ones
I
as
do
well.
bigger ones as well. So I only work with 18-inch and 24-inch.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I do, and I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, what we're going to do now?
We are just positioning our flower piece to the front, taking a 260. We are going to wrap this in to secure it, so it doesn't need to be super tight, just enough to stabilise it. And I'm just wrapping it in. And then tying it off.
So you effectively learned all your skills online. So
I did, yeah.
Louise's Academy.
Yep.
And BMTV.
Yeah.
And wherever else. So you self-educated.
I am.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great that the world, you can do that now.
You can do everything,
And you can make a
can't you?
business, and now you've got your own
Yeah.
academy. And
If there's anything
it's
I'm not
fantastic.
sure on doing, then I just type it up on YouTube, and there's bound to be a tutorial
Yeah,
for it somewhere.
absolutely.
It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
So now that's all stabilised, that's not going to move anywhere. That's perfect to fit on top of our hat box.
Yep.
So before we do that, we need to add some tissue paper to the base of our BoBo. That will just cover all of this messy
Okay.
bit. So a lot of people worry, like, oh, you're going to see this part. You won't. Once the tissue paper's on there, it hides absolutely
yeah.
everything.
It's lovely, though.
Yeah, you can do them in so many different colours. Not everybody likes red for Valentine, so you can switch it up.
So if you were doing, say, 20 of these for Valentine's Day,
Yep.
how would you do them? Would you batch do them? Would you?
Yeah, so I always do the vinyls first, because the vinyls, I don't know if you've worked with a cricket before, but they take the longest to do.
Yeah.
So I always do those first. Then I'll make all of the flower pieces, and then, yeah, it's like assemble everything else.
Yeah,
All the prep goes into like the boxes and everything first, and then, yeah,
So
it's
do
like
you-
a military operation to get them all done.
Do you get the rest of the family involved?
Yeah, my sister helps me.
Okay.
Yeah, she comes over and she does all the vinyls and things, but I've not yet trusted anybody to touch the balloons.
Oh,
That's my
really?
job,
Oh.
yeah.
That is the hardest thing.
It is, yeah, just letting go of the reins a bit, just to
Yeah.
let someone else have a go. But I will eventually, because I think I'll need to.
Well, you'll have to, yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it all.
Okay,
So,
tissue paper.
tissue paper. We're going to cut it to about the size of the box. So I'm just going to take this off. And I'm using 2 sheets. So I will cut this in half. My hands are so shaky, I'm so sorry.
Well, you are on BMTV. I can't keep a straight face. saying that. If you could see what's going on behind the camera, you would not be as impressed. Got a big sheet behind the camera. I'm sorry, I'm giving secrets away. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We're in this new studio, and it's twice the size of the other one, so it's quite echoey. I'm going to demonstrate. Actually, that didn't sound too bad. So, because of the big sheet, Mike is pointing out, the big sheet behind us is absorbing the sound.
All of the sound.
So, there you go.
So I've cut my 2 sheets down to size. I'm just going to fold this in half and just cut a little hole out of the middle so I can slip the
Yep.
neck of the BoBo down.
It's like with so many things, none of this is actually complicated.
No.
So if you were making one on your own, you're not here, you're not talking, you're just
Yep.
doing it. How long would it take you normally?
I'd say about an hour normally from start to
Okay.
finish.
So that's including cutting the vinyl.
That's everything, yeah, typing it all out, doing the cricket, doing the hat box.
So you've got to charge accordingly if you're doing that, because an hour is quite a long time, isn't it? So it's not like inflating a foil balloon.
No,
adding
there's
a bit
a lot
of
that
ribbon
goes
or
into
whatever.
them. Yeah. So we've just slipped over our tissue paper. I'm going to pop it on top and just line it up with the acrylic gift tag at the front, and then all of this pretty tissue paper that we've attached on will just cushion around nicely. And then we're going to make a nice little bow to go on the top.
Oh.
So I'm using...
I mean, you could sell it like that if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Well, I think it would fall off.
I know, but couldn't you glue it or something?
I guess you could.
I guess you could see the glue.
Yeah, I like my bows on the top.
All right. I'm not criticising. I'm just
trying
saying
to change my design,
I'm
Greg.
not trying to change your design.
So this is the Eleganza satin, double-faced satin, 25mm. You stock this one.
We stock this one,
you
everybody.
You stock that one.
Yep, thanks for letting me know.
And I'm lining it up underneath. And I'm going to just remove as much as I need, because I don't want to waste too much of this.
So if somebody was starting out right now,
what's
the one tip you would give them? What have you learned in 4 years that's been the most important thing for you?
You don't have to be the jack of all trades. Like the amount of stuff I bought when I first started, you think you need all of this stuff and you really don't.
Yeah.
You don't. So just, buy what you need and go from there. Find things that you enjoy making too, because I think that makes such a big difference. Because I did, everything to start with. And then when I fell into the Bobos, I was like, I don't want to do all the big setups and I don't want to do all of these fancy things. And working from home was perfect for me. So just find something that you're comfortable with.
So find your niche.
Yeah, find your niche and then go from there.
Don't try and be everything to all people.
Don't try and be everything.
That's
there's
a really
nothing
good tip.
worse than, there's a lot of people that do make all these incredible things and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, if I was making something and I didn't really enjoy it and I was just doing it for the money, like my heart wouldn't be in it as much. Whereas these take over my life and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Plus you become an expert at whatever it is you focus on.
The more you do it, the more you get better at it. So
Good tip.
Just tie our ribbon on the top.
Again, you're properly squeezing it,
aren't you? You can literally stab this and they would not burst.
So do you deliver or do you have people come and collect?
I have collections and I ship them across the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do a bit both.
How do you ship them? I guess you put them in a protective box.
So I put them in. So when I originally started shipping these, I was like, well, the boxes are too big. So I went to my local wholesalers. I took all of the balloons that I made into the wholesaler. I was like, I need to know what fits what. And they thought I was absolutely mad.
Yeah.
Took them in there. So I got the boxes that fit specific balloons. I wrap them in bubble wrap, so they get wrapped up 3 times in bubble wrap, get put in a box. The more snug it is inside of the box, the better, because you don't want them banging around too much. And that's how I package them up to ship.
Did you send them with Royal Mail or DPD?
I send them with DHL.
DHL, okay.
Yeah, next day delivery, because I don't like them being out in the cold or too hot for too long. So rather than just be there the next day.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do a bit of both. I've got a lot of people that still collect from me, which is nice. I've got all of my regulars.
Yeah. So if people want to come and collect from you, where do they collect from? Where is your unit?
So my unit is in Romsey.
Romsey's a very nice place. Hello to everybody in Romsey.
Yeah, so they come and collect from there, or sometimes I do collections from my little flat, so they come and collect.
So if they're local, you just say, oh, just
come
and get from home.
Especially with the kids and things. Like when they finish school, a lot of people finish work and I'm not at the unit, they just come to mine and collect it. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm just going to snip off any excess ribbon just past where it curves. Like so, and then popping on my lid, we have our beautiful bubble bouquet.
Yay! That's lovely. That
I
is so
love
nice.
these. And they sell for any occasion. I often put Polaroids and things in them, like personalised pictures. People love that.
So if there's a picture of somebody from 20 years ago or something, you could put that in there. That'd be really nice.
Would you like your face in one?
No. Oh yeah, well, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind. Are you saying I'm old? I am old.
No, you're not old.
Anyway, Kerry, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Now, I don't know if you've been pre-warned, but as a guest on BMTV, you get to ask the BMTV Nation the question of the week.
Okay.
Do you have a question of the week?
I do have a question.
So you have been prepped. Excellent.
I have been prepped.
Good job, Alex.
What is your favourite font to use for balloons? If you have a Cricut and you use it to personalise your balloons, what's your favourite font?
Okay, there you go. What is your favourite font? What is your favourite font?
I often use, this is Carlito. I love this font.
I thought it was.
Yeah. You know your stuff.
Yeah, I do. Well, Kerry, it's been an absolute joy to have you on here. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope it wasn't as nerve-wracking as you initially thought.
No, it was all right. It was fine.
Excellent. So we should do it again.
Yeah, you're not as scary as I thought, so I'll come back.
Well, I'm glad. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do click the little bell icon and you'll be notified every time we upload a new show. Stay happy, stay positive, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Ciao for now. Bye.